Good morning, Errol. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic, Doctor. I'll tell you what, I was looking forward to this, that we are actually at a nature preserve inside a forest having a conversation today. So I wish you were right here in front of me, but nature will speak right through you.
Yes. Oh, my gosh. I wish I was there, too.
We are in love with nature, aren't we, as a human race these days? I mean, has it always been this strong, or is it that because of people like yourself, we just get stronger and stronger with our compassion?
I think it's just the more you work with animals, the more you love them, and the more it brings you back to nature, because animals give so much to humans, and it doesn't make any difference what animal it is.
Now, being from the Netherlands, and you're looking at how Americans treat their animals, are we weird with the way that we almost humanize the animals?
Yes, and I think that's a little bit too much.
Mm-hmm.
Animals are still animals. And people are talking about animal rights. I call it animal welfare, because with rights comes responsibilities. And you cannot tell an animal what the responsibility has. So they have, welfare. We have to take care of animals the best we can. And this is what, comes through with the show, where yes, do the best you can to keep the animals healthy.
I learned that very quickly with our present rescue, is that she was very destructive. And so instead of, because we were the third owners in a week with her. And what happened was I said, I'm not taking her back. I'm going to learn about her. We need more people like that, don't you think?
Yes. Well, you let the animal tell you what they want. But at the same time, the positive reinforcement is very important. Mm-hmm. When an animal does something good and you praise him, that is better attention than just to try to, put the nose in the urine when he pees in the house. That doesn't help.
Right.
You take him outside, he pees outside, he gets a reward. A pat on the head and the kernel of dog food, and you're such a good dog, let's do it again.
Well, I also heard that if you rub a dog's tummy saying good girl, that she actually takes that as a very positive message.
Yes, exactly right. And like I said, positive reinforcement works all the time. And whatever, it makes no difference what animal. Mm-hmm. So, yes, animals will punish each other, but then they don't like each other and they ignore each other. And you don't want to then have that pet ignore you for the rest of your life or his life, because that's not a pet. That's not what a pet should be.
Well, one of the things that we haven't done is ignored the incredible Dr. Pohl. You're on the 200th episode. Congratulations.
Thank you. Whoever thought 10 years ago that we were sitting here talking about the 200th episode? Not me.
Well, you do so much on this, and so as viewers, every age group comes to this show and picks something up from it.
Yes. The youngest one that actually came to the clinic many years ago was 17 months old in diapers and recognized me, grinned and fist bumped me. And just a little while ago, a lady in a wheelchair was coming through the door on her 100th birthday. They all love the show because inherently people love animals.
Yes.
And this is what it is. And I think this is what comes in the show, where we take care of animals the best we can.
Well, you also bring, in a really cool way, you bring the farm to the people as well, those that are living, as in Montana, we would call them city slickers. I mean, I was on those ranches and when we would have breech births and stuff like that. I mean, that's some serious stuff that the average person doesn't get to experience.
Exactly right. And when they see that the animal on the farm is well taken care of, that's important for me, because with our farmers, we have no food.
Right.
And so it's important that people realize that the farmer is doing the best he can for the animals. But I say many times, an animal first wants safety, it wants to be safe, next it wants food.
Yep.
So yes, that's what the farmer provides for that animal. And yes, in return we get milk and we get meat and all that stuff. But it's when the animal is taken care of, the animal will provide a profit for the farmer.
Speaking of farming, you got I still don't understand what chickens are made of in the way, because we would grab the chicken first when we would go out to the haystacks, and the reason why is because if there was a mouse or a snake in there, they would eat that thing whole. I mean, I didn't realize that they ate meat.
Oh, chickens eat everything. Yes, anything and everything. And so Americans waste a lot of food.
Yes.
And we have chickens, we have dogs, we have horses. So anything that we don't eat is going to the animal, many times as a treat. Leftovers, anything vegetable will go to the birds, and they love it. Lettuce in the garden that is overgrown, just throw it in them. They'll eat it. So, leftover vegetables goes to the animals, to the birds, and the leftover meat goes to the dogs.
Speaking of birds, we've gone a little overboard on these parrots and things that are living 75 to 80 years. I mean, as it is now, I've been with mine for 31 years. I'm getting to that age where it's like, who do I will this off to?
But that's the thing. Because that animal, that parrot, that cockatoo, and all these animals are bonding with one person.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to will it to the next one, he'd better come over and start bonding with this bird before you pass on.
Yep.
Otherwise, these birds become completely neurotic. And I've seen big cockatoos that are bald because when they get frustrated, they start pulling feathers.
Yep.
And this one had only feathers around his head. And you feel so sorry for the animals because they lost a loved one.
Yeah, and you're so right about that because my blue crown conure, he controls me, and it's because because I love him so much. But he's in total control of me.
That is so common. I get home. We have a cat that's now about 12 years old. It's a Siamese. And she comes to me and starts walking away from me because I have to sit in the chair and I have to lean back and put the footrest up so she can sit on that and I can pet her. Every time when I come home, that's the ritual. She has taught me well.
So how do you deal with people who think they know more than you? And you know who I'm talking about.
That doesn't bother me. Let
Really?
them tell me. I always learn from anybody. If there's anything better, tell me. I'll do it the next time that way. But, sometimes I can improve, but they tell me too. So, yes, if there's anything, I always listen to them.
Wow. So on the 200th episode, anything special happening? You guys going to be throwing a big cake or what's happening on the tube?
I don't know exactly what the party is going to be, but on TV you'll see Diane, Charles, and I together reminiscing about the last 10 years and look at some cases that stood out one way or the other. And I think one of the cases is also where we tried to pull this calf in 104 temperature in the barn. And honestly, I was soaking wet with sweat, and it was fun when it came out alive. So those things, a little bit of everything. And the most outstanding episodes that we remembered.
See, that you talking about the barn and stuff like that brings back so many childhood memories because I remember getting off the horse and thinking that I was going onto dry land. It was a pile of horse manure. I sunk all the way to the bottom in a heartbeat. But that's farm life.
Oh, that's normal.
Yeah,
then it washes off.
But it's just one of those things that you carry with you all the time.
Yes.
Well, congratulations on your 200th episode. I hope to be talking to you on number 500.
Oh, I hope so, too. Thank you very much.
Well, you be brilliant today, okay, sir?
Thank you.